Hi, Wang. My name is Karen. My Chinese name is Wang Hanyuan. So I'm from China, now based in London. I work in the climate tech sector. So I'm the founder of a startup called Climate. Meanwhile, I'm also the SDG Young Leader recognized by United Nations. I grew up in a actually small town in South China. It's called Dali. So if it's not education or technology, my life probably will be quite different today. So in my deep heart, it's always trying to find the area where I want to work on communication and then technology, which brought me to climate. So how does it happen? Well, initially, I was in the media and art industry. I started my college with a communication major. But soon I realized I want to become part of the action, like solution equation of this world. And then started my journey, the first job at Microsoft. Microsoft was a big change on me. It enlightened me how possible the image technology, like satellite AI, can do in life. So that was the initial moment I looked into the climate issue. And it shocked me how urgent, how terrible the climate change issue is, especially in Asia, where I am coming from, with half a global population. So my first attempt, tried to do something more practical. My previous startup was building a software where we help companies, help people to calculate the carbon footprint. It ends up with a pretty complicated topic. I later realized how limited I know about this massive climate world. So last year, I made the decision to move to UK, so trying to educate myself more on the climate issues, get a degree at Imperial College London, and ends up being a researcher here. So it has been a fantastic year. I work with all the climate scientists, economists at the center now as a researcher, so trying to understand more about the financial sector of the climate, and I realize it's a really complicated issue. It's just like a piece one day. We need public private sectors to collaborate on this issue. It cannot be just rely on entrepreneurs, neither government or public or private sector. So it's going to be teamwork. So everything comes together. I started my latest venture. It's called Climate. And then I will tell more later, but climate is really amazing, interesting idea, especially now we're having this wave of chat GPT, the large language model with a development of AI. So I'm trying to bring the equation of the really hard question about climate and the technology. Then my passions on the communication side. So what we do right now is trying to speak more about the climate science, why we should go for climate, and how it becomes a really good career for the young working force as well. I have quite a lot of concerns, I would say. So if we're talking about climate change, we're really heading to a irreversible trend, making the global warming issue impacting more and more piece of our life. But the biggest one I would say is the speed that we're approaching the solution. And then that is also why our current startup, Climate, is trying to do something a little bit to push it forward. So why am I saying so? If we look at what just happened during COVID, 7% of global emission was reduced. But the compromise we all see, the whole world just shut down. And we cannot afford another time of COVID like that. And then the terrible thing I think a lot of people are not realizing is the catastrophic of climate can be. So it always has a time and a space distance, make people feel like this is not my issue. But if we look at the other side of what we got today, we have incredible technology development now. The cost of using, we call it alternative data, like the satellite, the drones, are really affordable. So it's totally possible to use those tools to accelerate how we first understand the climate issue. And the second is we're going to measure how the climate risk is at the downscale level, so how it related to everyone. And then the final is we want to find out the solution. So there is a amazing field in science. It's called AI for science, like how artificial intelligence can accelerate the discovery of science, including climate science. So we haven't got a really good tool, a solution to measure the climate issue, the climate risk. And I'm personally really looking forward to the progress can made on that. And my personal and our team effort on that is really simple. We want to make it easy for everyone to understand, ask a question about the climate. So it's really natural for human beings to ask questions. And now we have this fantastic tools, like we can bring like all the like huge amount of information online in the library to just one website where people can access the most credible scientific result on that. And then we're really looking forward to where it can bring us to. But now we're pretty sure like we have a limited years. Like as the UN, the goals, the SDG goal, Sustainable Development Goals, determined like we have 7 more years up until 2030. So imagine like what can be done in 7 years. We have to be speed up, and then especially in the matter like the climate, and then I think broadly the sustainable development issues. I think the tipping point for me, and also like brought me to the pathway being entrepreneur, is the impact from my friends, my peers. And then it's a really complicated era like we're living at. Like we have this, the population decreasing issues, we have the job lossing, and then you have the economic issues, like especially post-COVID era. And like I see like entrepreneurship is a mindset. I want to be part of the solution, and I want to make it quickly. So usually you at corporate, it can be really slow or full of different distractions. So I think I've really find my passions like to start in my own and then try to see where it will bring me to. And so far, I think I've been really fortunate to meet, and also like you build this machine where you can attract more people come to help you to build this pathway to find some solutions. One credit I would definitely give to is technology and education. What we're doing right now, like I'm able to communicate the really complicated kind of issues to you and then to the audience. And then coming from the background, a really humble background, like my mother tongue was not even Mandarin. I speak the minority dialogue, like coming from the family background. So I think the communication is incredibly important. But in the end, like I think it's the same for the youth generation as well. Like we want to spend life like trying to come up with a meaningful way. And then especially we're living in such a complicated time. Like we have the issues, full of the issues to solve. We're still struggling finding ways to live. But I think it has been a really amazing journey, and I really love to share this mindset, I think, to everyone. So do not worry too much, but to do worry about some meaningful perspectives of life, because that will bring you true happiness, and also you can make some value of it. If there's only one thing you can do is to learn more climate science and then pass it on to your peers, to your neighbors. We need to look at this issue seriously. You cannot just live on the commitment on papers. It has to be in the actions. So share across the network whenever you see the climate-related technology development, the projects news coming out. And then also, I have to mention about the United Nations work. So our Youth Envoy Office, especially, we do a lot of advocacy, knowledge sharing on the sustainable development goals. So you will see us on Instagram linking and then tag United Nations. We see a lot of our work, my peers, my SCG young leader peers. So that will be, I think, something, if you can to help, that would be amazing.